Alright guys and girls, welcome back to another video of mine. I'm actually sort of pre-recording this. I would live stream it and stuff, but I just like doing pre-recording because it's just fantastic and stuff, and I can still have more control over it. I mean, I'm using the OBS 20.1.3 at the moment, 64-bit Windows, and I'm finding it really good for like video editing, and I can have more control. Anyway, so we're doing another Eastenders episode today, as the name of the title. It is Eastenders, the 9th of January 2018. I'm using my stream mic at the moment, my Turtle Beach stream mic, which I normally use. It's very clear, very crystal and all that kind of stuff. So I'm also at the moment put this video in of this game that I'm playing. Well, not technically playing because I'm not playing it now, but this is pre-recorded the actual game itself. Now, actually, if I put the image just there, you'll see what the game is. So that should be at the right-hand corner, I believe now. So it'll be over this direction on my camera, because it seems to be in reverse. So basically everything seems to be like mirrored or something. So instead of me pointing over this side, because I'm pointing over this side, which is actually the right side, it's in sort of like reverse, so it might be just reversed anyway. Anyway, so I'm playing, well, not playing, previously played Marvel Superheroes 2, which is actually a Marvel game. Love Marvel games, and it's a Lego Marvel Superheroes game, so it's all like cartoonish. It's quite fun. I've watched the actual sort of movies on them, and they're just fantastic, the Lego movies. So yeah, at the moment, I don't know if you guys and girls can see. Actually, let me just see if I can make my camera a little bit bigger while I'm doing that for just 2 seconds. So I'm actually wearing this sort of like, it looks like a rug, but I kind of look like that guy at the Reverend, Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Absolutely amazing film. Keeps me warm as well. But this is not an animal sort of like fur stuff. It's absolutely just keeps you warm. It's actually a sort of a fox fur, or fox faux. So it's like a sort of, it feels like furry sort of material, but it's very, very warm. It keeps you warm, so I can't complain there. So what I'm doing, I'm just moving the camera. I don't know whether to keep it a bit smaller or back there. I think there we go. Alright, so actually, while I'm doing this, I need to check, see how long I did the output video of this, because I want to do it for exactly the same length of video. Because what I'm doing, I'm putting these in my DVR. I'm using my Seagate 4TB hard drive external to video edit this, and then I can put it onto my channel straight off. But there's a lot of editing I'm doing in between, so I'm actually live editing and it all at the same time. Let's have a look. Where's my hard drive? There we go. There's my hard drive. My Eastenders episodes that I've done. How long's this one for? Let's have a look. This is the file I'm using for this game. So I'm using the game file. I've just edited, done some video editing on it. This one is length is around about 33 minutes. So I'm doing some gameplay of it, so you guys and girls can check. But yeah, with the Reverend bloke, or Revenant, with Leonardo DiCaprio, you should see a picture. Oh, there we go. Oh, wrong one. So that just puts you back to the start. 2 seconds. Yeah, there we go. That's the picture. It's the image, not the media source. So yeah. So there he is. There's the Revenant. Absolutely, whereas I look like the character from the film. Look at that. It looks exactly almost the same. And I've got the beard growing as well. Starting to grow around here as well. starting to grow the long hair as well, so I'm going to be like the sort of it's actually a good film. I do recommend it. Definitely a massive Leonardo DiCaprio fan. So yeah, let's get rid of that. What else we got? Oh, there we go. This is what we are doing today. We are doing a review on Eastenders. So there is the little picture. So what are we doing today on the episode? To review this episode, I'm watching sort of bits and bobs of the clips, and then I'm actually explaining what's happening in the scenes. Now I haven't done a couple of episodes pretty much this week, because I'm still video editing, I'm still encoding, I'm still uploading. So they're previously, a lot of them already on my hard drive. It's just me uploading them, and when you got like 15, 16, 17 gigabyte in size file, because that is how big the file size is of these episodes that I'm doing for you guys and girls, they take about 2, 3 to 4. The highest I actually got is like 5 hours on the actual video itself. So yeah. Anyway, so Eastenders. We know that Ben's taken the money. Now Ben Michell, he's taken his dad's money from the heist, Phil Mitchell's son, and he is basically sort of, I would say, he's doing it out of spite because he reckons his dad cannot get over his son Ben being gay and stuff. So I mean, he's never had his dad wanting him to be the way he is, but it's just the way he wanted it and stuff, to be honest. He's pushed his son away, and now because well, he wants his son basically to toughen up, to become a man and all that. That's basically what he wanted, and he beat him up a few times in certain scenes and episodes in the past few years and all that. Because he said, oh, what? And then he said to his dad in a few episodes, oh, what happens if I wanted to be a ballet dancer and all that? And I think in one of the episodes he said, oh, I'm not having my son to be a ballet dancer and all that. So it's more like there's a lot of controversial stuff in there they put in EastEnders. To be honest, they kind of go out on the controversial side of things, because I think they want people to know what happens in real life. So they kind of put that into EastEnders, and it is the BBC obviously, so they do like creating controversial stuff. And you know what controversial stuff actually creates? It creates cash. So if they can get money from controversial scenes or topics or debates, that's what the BBC do, because they kind of manipulate the situation. So yeah, so basically it starts off with Ben just going to unlock the archer's door, and he's looking behind him to make sure no one's actually suspected him from taking the money, and he closes the door to make sure no one's there seeing him, and then he goes to his father's desk, because to be honest it was his father's archers until Phil actually gave it him to try and make up and all that as much as he could with him and all that. So now he's from the heist, he actually put all the money, all the jewellery underneath the table of his dad's table. But to be honest, it's not his dad's normal place, so it's technically his now. It's Ben's autos or archers. So he's got all that, he's put all that back underneath the table because he's stolen it. And I believe this is the episode, I'm not too sure if this was the episode where he goes and tries to sell it to some dodgy bloke. He ends up phoning someone up about it to see what they can do, if they could get some cash for him and stuff from some of the jewellery so he can get rid of it. Because he was actually going to wait a little bit for a little bit of the time until the it cooled down a little bit for a couple of months, but he's too impatient Anyway, so it gets him opening up the sort of suitcase he's got there. He's got a suitcase he's opening up, and he's just looking at the jewellery and all the money and all that. Closes up, puts it back under there because he thinks someone's coming, because someone's knocking on the Archer's door, and it turns out to be some delivery person, some woman who's delivering some parcels and all that kind of stuff. So,
don't forget AJ.
Huh?
AJ coming there.
I know, Jay, yeah. Jay actually, well, no, he hasn't turned up yet, but in this episode so far, about a minute and 10 seconds in, he's got a big box. So obviously he's wondering what is in there. Maybe it's some of his car parts that he's putting together, or maybe because he was supposed to be going away that day because he didn't want to tell anybody that he was actually leaving. Then we've also got Mr. Masood. He's come back skint. Been trying to get everyone to think he's got a lot of money and stuff and got a big business, but you know, Ian knows that it's all load of bullshit technically. So
and he brought his auntie and uncle back.
Yeah, and he's brought his auntie and uncle back now as well. But the real funniest thing is, he hasn't got a home to go to, and he went and saw Jack the other day, and he was going to put a deposit down on one of the houses, and old Jack said, "Oh, you better not be messing me around. I don't like people messing me around, messing my time around and stuff. You mess my time up." And it was all basically, he didn't have enough for a deposit on the house because he wanted I think it was like £1,000 up front and then £1,000 for the month as well. So, but Mr. Masood couldn't get it. That was in the previous episode. I think that was on the 8th, wasn't it? Monday, that one.
Did he pretend to the auntie and uncle that he had it?
Yeah, he's pretending. But then again, he went to his auntie and uncle in this episode, and then he's making out like he don't want the money. He says, "I don't want the money." He said, "If you're offering it and stuff." But yeah, he's a bit dodgy, isn't he, Mr. Masood? Now he seemed to be all right from the start when he first came in, because he was the local postman, wasn't he? And now he seems to be turning crooked. But then again, it makes you think. People at certain hard times in their life get to the point where they've got to make a decision.
And they don't want people to know.
And they don't want people to know, but some people make hard decisions, and some people go out stealing, and they go out stealing for reasons, don't they? They don't go out stealing because they believe it's wrong, and they just do it anyway. They do it sometimes because they have no choice, and it's that kind of stuff. When you're hard on your luck or hard on your times, you're putting basically your morals to the one side and putting your whole sort of shenanigans to one side, and you're just putting your pride to one side because you don't want that pride to be taken away. So you kind of have to try and make decisions, and sometimes certain decisions are worse and some are better, but it's always what's the word, always think about what you're gonna do before you do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. The crime doesn't pay at the end of the day. And even everyone says that crime don't pay, because you certainly don't get anything out of it. You go to prison and all that shit. So yeah, stay off drugs, definitely. So yeah, Mr. Masood's just woken up in his ice cream van because he says he's got an ice cream company now, a van and stuff that he goes out, and then I think Ian said, "Oh, what flavours do you do?" And he goes, "All of them. I do all of them, all the flavours you can think." So yeah, it was quite a funny episode and all that. I think that was on the previous episode, on the night, the 8th of January 2018. But anyway, he wakes up and finds out that his ice cream van's getting shaken, and he's wondering what the hell's going on. Anyway, so there's a bunch of kids running off, or some people actually from the council estate running off with his tyres and stuff. They've taken his wheels off his ice cream van, and he's actually living in there at the moment because he hasn't got nowhere else to live, so he's living in his ice cream truck. So yeah, so now he's also right. So the next scene is you got Ben. Now Ben at the moment, he's phoning some guy up in the Arches to try and find out. He's saying a new person that he's not known before. He's not spoken to him before and all that. And he wants to do some business. He wants to put some business to his side to this bloke who's supposed to be some sort of like was it a jewellery dealer or something? Yeah, some sort of dealer. So he wants to arrange a meeting with him and all that. Then we've got the Taylors. Karen Taylor's trying to get a job. So she's trying to make herself, slapping herself up a little bit with a little bit of lipstick and one of these jackets and stuff, a little cloak and all that, innit? Then we've got Martin, wondering what the hell they're going to do with the new member in the house now, because we've got Tiffany just arrived up, Bianca's daughter, and she's more older now as well. I think she's like 16 in there now or something.
Yeah, she's about that older.
Yeah, around about 15, 16. So yeah, and
to be honest, I never recognised her.
Apparently she's been lying or something in the episode now, so she's been trying to say why she's wondering. Well, basically, Whitney's wondering why she's so happy, and that she's going to stay there for a few days, and that she ends up getting a sort of a message. Yeah, Whitney gets a message to state that she doesn't want her there, but it's actually Tiffany, I believe, is making the fake phone call.
She pretends that she's had a call. Well, she thinks
from her mum and stuff. Yeah, Bianca, but he's putting a voice. And it's Mr. Actually, I think it was Martin, wasn't it?
It wasn't Bianca that made the message.
Yeah, it was Tiffany.
It was Tiffany.
Yeah, so yeah, Tiffany ends up doing the phone call, but she ends up speaking with Martin about it and says, oh, they want to stay there for a few days because of problems, because they've got a few problems at home or something. So basically wants Whitney to look after her and all that for just a few days extra. Whitney was going to go on holiday, so she was going away for a few days. To do with a business that she's come up with. She's come up with a sort of like, I think, was it a clothing business? Sort of like a design and stuff, because she used to be a designer back in some of the episodes a few years ago, back in the episodes. So she's trying to get back into the sort of like the t-shirt business. And then she was having a discussion the other day, I think on the 8th, Monday the 8th episodes, with Martin's daughter, Bex. So yeah, and then she was going away. She didn't want her to have help and all that, but she ended up cleaning her clothes because she spilt something on her t-shirt or shirt or something. So she said, oh, I can get that out for you. Why? She said, what are you getting angry about that for? And she said, I could get that out for you, out of the shirt and all that. And she said, oh, she should go into the t-shirt business and stuff. And then she said she had like a sort of a business back when she was young and all that, a bit younger. Then we've got something going on with Mr. Masood at the moment, the auntie and uncle. Something going on at their house and that. He's got to tell them, basically, he hasn't got any money and he's living in a sort of the ice cream van and stuff, because he don't want his whole family knowing he's living in an ice cream van. Then we've got Ian, basically some girls living with, well, actually some girls, actually a little girl is living with the auntie and uncle, and I think basically, I don't know what the connections is at the moment, but I think they're supposed to be the carers of this girl. So I don't know, actually I have no idea who this actually girl belongs to, unless we're going to find out in the previous episodes to come. But she ends up, I think this episode, she ends up going off or disappearing, and they try to look all for her all over the place. And then they find out that Ian has been having her in the back of the house, just to give her some food and stuff for an hour, to look after her for an hour, because he reckons they're not looking after the little girl and stuff, and she's gone wandering off, so he's trying to protect her. And because they've been sort of like caring for her or something, like foster parents, isn't it, something like that?
Oh yeah, that was to do with that postman's relation, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what their relation is with the little girl though, that's the thing, so I don't know if we're going to might get more this week while we're going ahead into Monday. So Monday today, It is the 15th of January right now, and it's 3:17 in the morning, so I'm doing this video actually 3:17 in the morning. Then we've got this bloke at the, I think, the diner cafe or something. He's with Ben at the moment, and he's having a discussion with him. And he said, I've got some, well, Ben says to him, I've got some jewellery for you, I want you to look at, but I don't want anyone else to know about it, because it's just between them, and it's very precious. It's something to do with his gran or something, his gran's jewellery.
So he passed it underneath the
So
table.
he passes it under, yeah, slides it under the table to him, so no one else can see it. Yeah, so he ends up like having a look, and he wants like sort of money for it, but the bloke is on about he wants the receipts from him to know that. But then again, he says, well, his gran didn't have much of a good memory, and she was very forgetful, so she couldn't put all the receipts together, which is a bit like
me.
So he's doing all this dodgy shit, but he's trying to sell the jewellery off, which actually should be leading up to this week's episode, when Phil, because we know Mel's coming back now, so obviously that's all intertwining together. We've got Mel, then we've got Aiden involved as well. We don't know what Aiden, we don't know what this Sean Maguire is connected with, though, Mr. Maguire himself. We don't know what they are, like, family wise. Could be brother, sister and all that, or they could be husband and wife. But we don't know what Mel's connection between Aiden and Sean's Maguire's connection between the two, because obviously they know each other, but it's sort of like don't know, it could be just on a basis with each other.
And now did bump into Ian, didn't she?
Yeah. They bumped into Ian.
That's in the restaurant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, that's before, actually. I don't think it was in this episode, though. But this episode, we've got Ben wanting the cash. Then we've got Karen Taylor trying to get a job, so she's putting some makeup on, doing her hair and all that.
That's really nice, isn't she?
Yeah, and then there's that bloke whistling at her and stuff.
Yeah.
Cause the thing is, I don't get that with some blokes though. See some woman down the road and starts whistling at her. I don't get that. Obviously, I mean, okay, they're probably attracted, or probably think they're attracted to each other, or the bloke thinks he's attracted to the woman. But then it makes you
what?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. Some blokes end up whistling at the women and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of, sometimes it's controversial and all that. But anyway, so getting to the next episode. Well, the next bit, not next episode, next scenes. So we've got Mrs. Taylor going there, talking to the bloke to try and ask him for the job and all that. And then it doesn't go down too well with her, because she's trying to say basically that they've made some mistake and all that, and she's very nice and friendly and all that, and that she's been working in the business, and it would look bad on him if he didn't employ her and all that kind of stuff. So there's some so yeah.
And then he said she'd been racist.
Yeah, that she's been racist, but then she starts saying that she was doing that she was doing it right on the basis that he was being horrible to her. But then again, sort of like kind of controversial stuff going on again. Then we've got what's the next scene? Okay, so we've got Whitney buying Tiffany some food, what she used to like and all that, and she's trying to find out more information, why she's come back and all that, and if she's got any problems and all that, she should come and tell her and all that. She's trying to find out why she's back and all that, and where Bianca is, but that's a little bit down that's about 9 minutes into already. So we're about 9 minutes in already between all of that. Then we have Ben giving Kathy some jewellery. He wants to give her a necklace and all that. He said he's going away and he said he loves her and all that, and gives her a nice kiss on the cheek and all that.
And then she said, "What are you doing that for?" And he said,
"Can't I be nice?"
He said, "Can I give my mum a kiss?"
Yeah. Yeah, but then again, she actually faked her death, didn't she, for when he was born and all that. So, I mean, why is he being so nice to her when she's been out of his life for all these years and all that? But obviously there's been problems because that gangster bloke was basically doing it on purpose, and obviously she probably didn't have any choice and all that in the matter. But then he puts the necklace onto her, and yeah, that's from the jewellery that his dad nicked out of on the heist. And then, yeah, gives her a kiss on the cheek and all that. And she's saying what a lovely boy he is and all that. And then it tells her to say, he says bye and all that to her.
"Have you bought me a necklace?"
Yeah. Oh, careful. So, yeah. And then what else we got? Oh, about 26 minutes in. Hang on. So yeah, we've got that Mrs. Taylor trying to fight for her job. Actually, shut the door for a minute behind you. So yeah, she's trying to fight for her job, and she says she's going to be the best goddamn worker he's ever had and all that. Period. And that is no one going to be harder. And basically that. Hang on. 2 seconds, guys and girls. So yeah, she's going to be the best goddamn worker they've ever had, and that she wanted to put it down so her family, if she didn't make it for the job, that her family would make it for the job and all that, so that their way, she said there'd be 5 people working in there, but that bloke will be only paying for 1 worker. So basically 5 people working for 1 pay and all that. So it's yeah, so next bit of the scene, we've got Mr. Masood talking about something that he's forgot some sauce, and that they actually like sauce or something to do with the auntie and uncle, and they want him to go out and to get some sauce for the ingredients that he was making up in the kitchen. So he's making some food. And what else we got here? We've got Mrs. Taylor outside, so happy that she's trying to change that bloke's mind as well, to try and get the job. And she said, oh, it's only a little bit of time until he starts breaking and all that. So that eventually she said, oh, it's like putty in my hand or something like that. Or he's like putty in her hand, that she's going to get the job. But I think something happens, and on the signs it says the bloke is looking for workers, and they're wondering if she's made a mistake or something by the looks of it. So I don't know what's going on here. Like if he's made a mistake and not employing her as a worker. There's someone watching Ben from the side as well, by the Queen Victoria. And he's looking behind. He says he feels like there's someone watching him from a distance. Then we have Mr. Masood and Ian talking to each other in the cafe about he wants to offer him a job and all that, but he don't want to work for him and all that kind of stuff. So he's wondering what business he's got as well. So that kind of because I think he's trying to play him a little bit. Then we've got someone, Ben thinks that someone is in the place. Oh, bloody hell, out of the way a minute, I'll go and shut the door. I'll shut the door. Go on. Out of the way. A minute. Oh, hang on. Oh, bloody hell. this on. I can't pause these ones for some reason. Alright, so yeah. Hopefully the microphone, hopefully the camera is in sync with the video, what I'm doing at the moment on here. Right, right. Oh, by the way, guys and girls, I'm actually, at the moment, I've got a t-shirt on of Marvel's Black Panther. I bought for a tenner from Tesco's. I think I did a video the other day about it. If not, I'll probably do one video about it, because I like Marvel. Says in the title as well, not the title, but in the video here, Marvel Superheroes 2. So yeah, so we got Ben noticed that the lock on the arches is broken, so obviously someone's got in there in the arches at the moment. So he's wondering that the padlock's on the floor, so he thinks someone's broken in. Well, obviously someone's broken in, and someone's actually been watching him as well. So he's got a brick and he's just about to run in there like a maniac, and nope, no one's in there. Now he's looking underneath to see if his stash is under there, but there's a sort of a package all like packaged up. So basically he thinks, he's laughing at the moment because he thinks it's all sort of the money's in there. But that was yesterday's, actually, when Friday's episode, I think, yeah, Friday. Actually no, there was Thursday and Friday's episode, but this is Tuesday's episode. Where is it? Hang on. 30 seconds. I can't see the other episode for a minute, or the other scene I should say, for 30 seconds. Right, skip, and there we go. So back in. So yeah, Mr. Masood and his auntie and uncle are getting worried because they're wondering where the child, I think this is the one with the child, is it? The little girl. And they start wandering off. Then we've got Ben and Jay in the arches, wondering if there's someone watching him and if he should be worried. And that basically, Jay knows now that he's basically stolen the money, and he's trying to say if he's mad or something. So he's got to put all the money somewhere. Then we've got all the money on the side. So they've got to try and hide it from the people. Then Martin is also at the moment looking at the picture. I think it was what Lily actually did, a drawing, and put it on the fridge. So he's looking at what missing Stacy and all the whole family and the kids and all that. But it was old Max in the first place that was going around shagging the shit off her behind Martin's back. So in a way he's like, well, to be honest, he ain't gonna forgive that, is he? Then we have, oh, here we go. So we've got Tiffany pretending to be Bianca to say, oh, if Tiffany could stay up there for a few days extra or something, till she sorted out and that she was going to come down and see her and all that. And she's doing it because she's got a secret and all that, why she doesn't want to go back to see her mum. Which, oh, and then we've got Mrs. Taylor coming back again for a third, fourth time, Jesus, to that bloke, and saying that she ends up wanting the job, and says she wants to do it so like for free for a week or something like that. But then she's saying something like he ain't all that, and in his tie and all that, and starts insulting him and that.
Again.
And then it starts becoming more racist. And I think it was I think in one of the episodes she told Mr. Masood to go back to his country, and he goes, I am in my country, well done to him. That's what I say. And then was it the other bloke, he's supposed to be from, is it Stansted or something, some place in the UK. So he says, oh, I live in the UK, he goes, Hampstead, that's the one, yeah, he's from Hampstead. I don't like it when people are politically incorrect and they all end up being bloody naughty and stuff. But I think in a way they do it for a reason. They put it in Eastenders and all this kind of stuff because they want to show what people are like.
To show people what other people are like in countries.
Yeah, but then again, it makes you think: should they be doing that in the episodes? So, like being sort of like getting the characters to be racist.
Yeah, because it's showing people what people's been like years ago.
Yeah, but obviously people would know what people are like if they're getting it happen to them and stuff.
If you've got, say, a kid sees it, no, they don't know, do they?
So I suppose in a way it's like a sort of
teaching you.
Well, no, not well. Teaching to be racist.
No, it teaches them what other people.
Yeah, to be nice and all that.
Yeah, to be nice.
Yeah, and say it's a wrong, bad thing. So yeah, and then we got Tiffany upstairs, listening to Martin and Whitney saying, saying they're going to be there for a few days and all that, and she's laughing it up and all that. Then we got the Taylors wondering what the hell they're going to do with no money and all that, like the skin, but that mother's trying to get them a job and all that for all of them. And they look a bit happy and pleased and all that. And says she's going to be a laundrette lady and stuff. So she said, I won't be able to do all your clothes and stuff because I'll be doing everybody else's, she said. Then we've got some cat in the house with Mr. Masood. I don't know where that cat's from, actually. Because, was it... He was doing her fish fingers, I think. He was doing this girl some fish fingers or something. For a tea or something. Anyway, he goes... he's got a knock on the door. And it's his uncle, I believe.
Yeah.
So he goes there for a few seconds. He's coming back to find and discover that there's little crumbs on the plate, and that the back door's the door's open, the back door, and that the girl's disappeared. It's like all worried. And then we've got the old lady, it turns up. Was it Tamzin Outhwaite? She's got a bit older now, hasn't she?
Oh, Mel.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe because she's been in it a few years ago, quite a few years now. And there we go. Ben is turning around, is wondering what this woman's doing at the door and stuff, and then she's walking in, wondering about the place and stuff, saying, "Oh, looking like the old place she used to go to Phil's place." She wants to see the owner and stuff. And he goes, I am the owner. Because she was hoping it was going to be old Phil Michell. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Phil Michell. Oh, hang on, don't tell me there we go. The video has gone off. There we go. Right, anyway, so that finishes this episode off. 38 minutes video. Hopefully, has got much detail in that. If I've missed anything in the episodes, do let us know in the comments below. I'm trying to break down each episode and some of the scenes and all that. Hopefully, I haven't bored anybody. Oh, I couldn't do a thing like that now, could I? And actually, I do have a little bit of gameplay there for you as well, guys and girls, so you can watch that at the same time. So hopefully that all helps and all that. But anyway, yeah. I like doing these sort of videos. Nothing more than doing these videos because they're just fantastic, and yeah, it's just all good. If you guys and girls enjoy the videos, do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe. Cheers all for watching. Stay safe, guys and girls, and have a lovely day. I've got upload all this now because basically I'm using OBS 20.1.3 64-bit Windows, and I can actually have more control over the software than anything. So I can turn off the screen here, turn it back on because I've set it on and off control. Then I can put this there, then I can take that off, and then I can take that off, and then I can put this, and I'm back. Yay! I'm gone. Oh, I'm back. So it's quite cool. Anyway, guys and girls, cheers all for watching. Stay safe. It's been the 15th of January, which means it's Monday. I've got another couple of episodes to do before tonight's episode, so I've got to get cracking onto that. So I'm doing tons of stuff on it at the moment, and I'm trying to edit all this into my segment here. Anyway, cheers all for watching. Stay safe and have a good morning, day, night, evening. Let us know in the comments below where you're from and all that kind of stuff, and you all stay safe and have a lovely day.